Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, sir.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Ah, am
Well,
I audible?
yes, yes,
Ah,
yes. Welcome. Welcome for the session.
thank you, sir.
Okay. Your participants are coming, joining with us.
No,
We can.
no problem. When they come in, you just inform me, intimate
Yes,
me.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to test my
Hmm? Okay, okay. Audio and video. Yes, yes.
audio and video so that, okay, no problem. Actually, we have connected successfully. Hello?
Yes, sir.
No,
Okay, very good morning. Very good morning, participants, and today's research person, Dr. S. Nagarathinam. Sir,
Good morning, sir.
yes, sir. Sir, Nagarathinam, sir, we can start now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I am giving a small introduction about you. Today's research person, Dr. S. Nagarathinam, is a professor and head of the Department of Communication from Madurai Kamaraj University. He specializes in the area of development communication, science communication, and so on. Is a renowned journalist and now academician with many research publications, and he has also authored many books and chapters. He has received the UNFPA Lardley National Media Award for Social Change and the EU India Media Award for Excellence in Reporting. Um, uh, he is also an activist in the area of protecting water bodies. He's giving scientific reporting and he's following scientific approach in protecting water bodies in the area of Madurai and South Tamil Nadu. He's a specialist in the area of environment. He's incorporating media in the area of environment to make the significant change in the area. He received a lot of awards. He's also a trainer in many workshops and training programs. I invite my friend Dr. S. Nagarathinam for this morning session. Dr. Nagarathinam, now the session is for you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your words and introduction, Professor Arul Suvan, sir.
Thank you.
And this opportunity also, I thank you for the good opportunity. I cannot able to see who are attending the program. Who are the participants? From which discipline I wish to know, sir. Actually,
yes. The participants mostly media academics.
Media academics.
Yes. Media academics and research scholars all over India. All over India, all the states are represented.
Okay. Oh, okay. That what I earlier thought was they are from engineering department, the engineering discipline.
No. Some of the engineers also joined.
Okay, no. I am very happy that I am going to discuss my view with media colleagues. That is my privilege and
yes,
it is my pleasure also.
Yes.
Very pleasant morning to everyone present online. Today we are going to discuss about environment and media. Mostly I will talk about from my personal experiences from the Ecomedia initiatives I have done since even from 2016. I am very happy that if my sharings will be helpful in one way or another way to our fraternity, the media fraternity. So I will be more happy. That's why I have been maybe the environment and media. Professor Arul Selvan had given the topic. Many of you might have thought that it may be like the photography only, or otherwise the mainstream media. How mainstream media covers on the environmental issues, that is separate. But today, in contrast to that, today we are going to discuss about how media should have to look upon some local issues like that how we can trigger them to cover particular issues like we are going to discuss. Here you are noticing one particular photograph in my slide, in my title page, that the Save Water Vaigai, like the Save Vaigai program, and also the Palmyra Palm program, and also the technology transfer from one community to another community. Those are all different flowers of the ecological interventions have been, we will be discussing on the different sort of ecological sites, especially, but under the one umbrella of eco-media or otherwise environment media, today we are going to discuss. We, as a media fraternity, you may know that the reality of science, what media report. Most of the time, we think that the common man can able to get media information from media most importantly. Otherwise, what media reports, they are tending to believe what media reports. I am saying about mainstream media. And also we know very well about the impact on the society, media's impact on society, because it has a wide access by the general public, and also gives some sort of knowledge to the public, so that it has a huge impact on the society, one hand, and on another hand it also serves the thirst of knowledge or the information on another side. And we already know that it has also influence on the public opinion. We know that it has the capability of changing the discourse, shape the opinion or changing the discourse among the public. So that when we are talking about environment, without having the component, the integral part of media, we cannot take the message to the common public in general, to the ordinary public, or to whom we are intended to take the message to. That's what we wanted to tell, that the media is very important stake in the message conveying process. And we also know that SMT coverage on ecological issues, we have been noticing that there are several issues are going on. Very recently we have been noticing from our social media platforms and also the mainstream media platforms, when we are talking about mainstream media, sometimes social media take a different view on a particular issue, like Kudangulam, or like the honor killing issues, like the social issues like honor killing, so that sometimes we can get alternative views from social media when during the particular times of when the mainstream media taking different stand. But the SMT coverage is still considered a low score in the coverage, especially in the vernacular media. You can also see that type of a problem in the gap in the coverage. Especially among the SMT coverage, the ecological issues also come behind. Well, sometimes people think that in the editorial that they can allot a separate page for SMT, then they forget about the science. They think that they are allotting weekly one page, or sometimes they wanted to give special coverage on special issues, like when Nobel Prizes been announced. What we are all advocating for me, we can see the social problems with a scientific angle. Do we need a separate page for science and technology, or do we need a separate page for health? That is different. But one second. Separate page for health we need it. That is different. That is a different one. But what we are actually thinking here is issue of social importance must be seen through the scientific angle. So ecology and the environment issues are increasing trend. We have been noticing many more issues. Many more issues are unresolved, and you know, just you see that how the cities and the towns have been handling the waste and the waste management. How the waste management is working. When we are crossing the Pallikaranai in Chennai, how we are thinking about, or otherwise when we are dumping so huge amount of waste in a nearby Perungudi or something, you call it wherever city you go in Tamil Nadu, they call it as a Perungudi, where they dump all the waste in one place, and how they are going to manage it. And even media, very recently media covers how we can see as a minting place, the waste as a minting place. Even you can see that gold is deposited more than more than other places than when you are seeing a hillock type of hillock shape of waste, you can get more gold than any other place, they are saying. So these are all the things which we are going to discuss. Issues with scientific importance, we are encouraging media persons to cover SMT, and also the media persons' understanding of science also very important. Why? Because some studies we have been noticing that if they are all well versed with the basic science, their accuracy in reporting on frontier issues of science is so high. The journalism is highly related to speaking about accuracy. Without accuracy, you can't do anything. So accuracy is somewhat related to understanding of basic science. Whoever come from the field of arts or otherwise fine arts or filmmaking department or media department or mass communication journalism, whoever can cover whatever the interest they are having. But when they are communicating science, in the sense they are expected to cover, with understanding of basic science. And we know that the social development and the media and the responsibility. The media's responsibility for the social development is also another important thing, that because in 1946, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of our India, thought that the scientific temper is very important for India, for growth of our nation, great nation. Because the land is filled with superstitious beliefs, and we have been we have been considering superstitions or any other the similar sort of things from our own customs and cultures, so that the rationality of seeing particular matter must come from the scientific temper, what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru emphasized, and also in the discovery of India he mentioned firstly, and also later it was adopted in the our constitution, adopted in the constitution also. So the social development may predominantly depends upon the scientific temper of the public of one particular land. Especially media has a high stake on that. Especially when we are talking about science and technology, it is mostly you just see that if a technology comes differently, and the societal issues are unresolved for many more years in the sense, we have to rethink that what we are going to do for the society. And for example, when you are talking about if the media is not understanding in a direction where where in the direction of the mushrooming of many more problems, including environment. For example, two main indicators are human well-being. and the conditions of ecosystem. We are all well aware of that the ecological services of each ecological ecological sites. We know that and also the each species of our world, the only world. Human well-being, even One Health concept has been in the talking among the people who are all advocating for nature and environment, and also who are all advocating for the human well-being of the downtrodden, especially downtrodden people, for example. One Health in the sense when the species is in the jungle, and also the species is in the ocean, or the human livings on the land, should have the one health. If one's health affected, another one's health will also be affected. That must be known by the fast changing world. To cut our consumption, reduce our consumption, whatever the possible way. So human well-being must be thought of the One Health way. Because of the COVID broken out with this principle, without even though we did not discuss much about the One Health during this time, but the COVID is one among that. Because you cannot catch and inhumanly treat your wild animals for your appetitiveness, and if you are having totally unhygienic conditions of severely exacting species of wild, and you are not let in your places where you are all living, that there is a clear demarcation between one's life and another one's lives, with the geographical boundaries that naturally marked, that should not be escalated. Also, the condition of ecosystem, also that the condition of ecosystem. We already talked about the waste management, pollution, and also you just see that the pollution level is now been understood, the fog of smog or fog of Delhi, or otherwise in nearby places, and also the health conditions of the public. Understand the complicated problem in the sense that the critical journal articles, or otherwise the scientists thought on the high-end discourse of the science must be translated to the common man's understanding, or otherwise you cannot stop from the skipping from the face mask even sometime. That's what we have been discussing. For example, if you are thinking that when the ecological degradation on the increased trend, in the sense you can see that the marginalized communities will be more affected in future. That's what we have been telling that if they are living on the coastal area, or otherwise mainland area, if they are living with depending upon the one crop of an agriculture land, or otherwise they are living with a small business, will be affected. How and also we should think that how climate change will aggravate the existing problems. That's what we have been discussing with journalists, that the local issues will be seen through scientific angle. Otherwise, it is very difficult for them to give different sorts of stories to engage their audiences. That's what we have been telling, that this particular picture is a march to Vellimalai forest near to Madurai, which is in Sivaganga district. Even we can see that just away from the Kiladi excavation site, we have a temple grove there. We had visited to sensitize students and also the local public. And we should also understand, we should also understand that eco-friendly activities are diverse in nature. Why it is diverse in nature? Each ecological, you just think that each ecological site, each ecological location needs different sort of interventions. That's what we have been discussing. Otherwise you cannot intervene with the proper solution. For example, one particular site is affected by encroachment. One particular site is affected by over dumping of waste. Or otherwise, one particular site is affected by abuse of the public without knowing its ecological services. They are overusing its resources. Are different sort of you can we are in reverse. People who have been seeing at as a mining sand for many more years. For example, how you will expect a river can serve as a sponge. Like in the mountains, you can see a lot of the grasses which function as like a sponges. When rains, it stores water and releases after it. Likewise, how a town can get groundwater recharge from a river. You cannot without a specific without knowing the specific requirement or otherwise specific intervention. The intervention may not be a success, may not be succeeded. Otherwise, we think it critically with the local importance. General public also must aware those best practice activities, because if you are doing something today, it must be followed tomorrow. Your interventions must be followed in future. Sir, I have done this. Whether this problem is over forever? No. It will not go away. If it is not adequately sensitized to the community, or otherwise nobody is taking care after that, you can be an example to them. You can give them example activities to them, and also media also will watch it. And also media will also, when you are doing something with your own knowledge to improve one particular ecological site, then media will be the watchdog, and also the community will be the watchdog. If the community is taking care of what you have already done is good, or otherwise definitely media will intervene. That much input must be given to the media. For example, media should play the good role in communicating about the ecological issues. For example, when you are cleaning a tank, just you cannot report that the tank is cleaned. When you are cleaning the tank, what are the issues you have been noticing it? That's what very important thing which we should remember. If you are not entering into the tank, or if you are not entering into the river bed, you cannot know the what actually the ecological site specifically facing it. So that's what we have been regularly discussing about these issues. And if you see some of the media nuggets, you can even call our pamphlets or whatever the posters and the campaigns. When you are entering into a particular place, you can show the public that see, even you may not expect that people well aware of their own ecological conditions. Maybe we may not, they may be a newcomer, or otherwise they have been living it, but they don't know the exact problem. You should tell them that with the information, pamphlets or otherwise brochures, with that you can access them, and also they understood that this what actually our own recharging resources facing, then they definitely realize it. For example, one intervention we had, you all know that Madurai is known for Kadamba trees. There are Nilomercia kadambia and Mitraghaina parviflora. Both are abundant, especially Mitraghaina was abundant in Madurai earlier. It is said that the Madurai is built chopping when Kadamba trees were chopped down, and the Madurai city was built on that. But though it is many were left even after that, because it was in Silapadiyaram in 2000 years ago. Silapadiyaram says with the identification of one Kadamba tree, and the people entered it, so that it was apparent. But who is going to see Kadamba tree in Madurai? Did I see, or did anyone see? No, because you cannot see any single tree in the city. For example, Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple has one tree as a Sthala Vriksha, temple tree. It is a temple tree. It is still standing, the tree. And another one tree we have in Meenakshi College, government college. The one tree is standing. And another one is in Vellimalai forest, which I showed a picture to you, that we were marching fast to the area of the Kadamba tree standing. But if one tree is endemic, and it became endangered, that is different. If it is endemic in the sense, it is highly appropriate for its growth in the particular land, then the particular land's weather is also depend upon the particular ecological site. Where I don't think that the Madurai's temperature might be the same in the millennium years ago. We don't know that. But now what we are actually facing, that heat level, is it because of curse of Kannagi, of Silambur, or otherwise we are exploited the ecological site? And did we actually understand the importance of Kadamba trees in Madurai? And also very many more initiatives we have done when we are actually see this intervention. A simple photographic instrument is a tool here, media tool here. For example, see that one student is taking a photograph of a chopped tree. We are all standing in the next the natural trail picture. We were standing before that chopped tree. We did not expect that. We actually wanted to see the tree. That was actually told that it is almost 100-year-old tree. So that we were very happy to see that the one and only tree standing outside the city environment, natural environment. So that we wanted to show it to the cultural enthusiasts, and also to the students, and also to the youth. We went there, but the tree was chopped and smuggled out, because the Kadamba tree earlier used for printing presses, for engraving letters, and also then it is used for auspicious goods they had actually engraved, and so it is worth, it is considered very auspicious. Earlier the times Tamils were used Kadamba tree in the ships also, and also you know that it is also spiritually connected to Madurai. For example, Muruga, the Tamil god Muruga is called Kadamba. There is the flag tree of Murugan, Subramania or Kartikeya. It is called the flag tree is still standing with the Kadamba tree only. So it is considered, it is like the sandalwood, it is smuggled out. Because if you are, we were shocked actually. We were shocked when we were seeing that the same picture, and it was a very big news to the newspapers also. We had a news that the smugglers strike Vellimalai's Kadamba tree vanishes, for example. So that it was a sad news for us. You are seeing that, see, when we are going out some another place, we saw this particular Kadamba tree. This Kadamba tree is, you know, when the Meenakshi auspicious marriage was solemnized, with the aromatic scent released by the flowers. Flowers like a tennis ball, in the sense it looked like a tennis ball. If it is a Nilomarkia Kadambia, it will be like a tennis ball. You can see the same size of the flower. So that it is very highly aromatic. And you just imagine that how this aroma is spread over the ancient Madurai city. Why I am speaking about Madurai. Madurai is the only city has been living more than 2000 centuries, 2000 years. It is a continuously habitated city, and you see how you will smell it over when you are standing in a junction of road junction now, or otherwise Paribadal, how Paribadal describing the road from the Tirupparamkundram to Kudal, the Madurai city, how it is a scenic, with a scenic background. How 2000 years before a poet described the way, picturized in the words, which even did not die till today, and how the media presence describing the city's nature scale. That's what we have been discussing among the media persons. You should match the past with the present condition, like the decadal variations is measured for climate change, indications of climate change, like. So that we are living in a city which sometime not been thinking of good condition for happily living. Why people have been telling that the happiness index is differing from one place to another place. You should also think it over that. You should also connect it. That's what we have been saying. So after seeing that, we were trying to identify one particular tree standing in a natural place. The search ended. Our search ended. I think that one of the photograph is not displaying, but here it is displayed. The next photograph next to me is not displaying in the program. I am seeing it, but the standing tree of Kadamba is today, even till today, it is standing there in the Sokalinga Puram near Vadipatti, near Madurai district. So in Madurai district. So we had a sensitization program. Because of the low seat sitting, you cannot you cannot expect that many more saplings will grow. I sown a sapling near to me, and it is not the technical aspect. I cannot be able to correct it now, but we can go to the next slide. So the newspapers were enthusiastic in covering those interventions. For example, if it is covered in the newspapers in the sense, for example, if whether the tree is standing in the temple or away from the city, smugglers will not bother about. Sometimes they may damage it, or otherwise they take it, they cut down or anything. So that if we are sensitizing in this, at least we are protecting for furthermore years. So that's what the intervention with Kadamba was. And our after that, now one of the trees in the Kadambiswarar temple is also living there. You can, when you are visiting to Madurai, you can see you can go Kadambiswarar temple. You can enjoy the beauty of the Kadamba tree. So that this intervention culminated interest among youth, students, and many more persons. So that many planted saplings, and we have been struggling to grow it because the condition, the condition of Madurai is extremely changed. So that's what we wanted to discuss about the thing. And also, this is about connecting the ancient tree to the present day Madurai. That's what we have been working with. We have been working still. Here, another intervention we had at Kachirairupu tank. You are seeing, we are sitting in a tank where the local community and the youth and the students were there. Behind to us standing is Nagamalai, which is Nagamalai hill, where we had a good work with, we had a very good evening with the local public. For example, how a socio-economic conditions of people living around the tank has been changed. Was the discourse between among us. The man explained that the tank served for more than 400 kettles. Mostly they were milking. They were the livelihood with milk business to the nearby town. Buffaloes were grazing nearby areas. They reared, mostly they reared the buffaloes. And even the tank mostly filled with water that time, 40 years before. So whenever they need, they can be able to fish, and they directly put it in the, they can directly take it into the kitchen. Nobody bother about, nobody prevent it, or otherwise they are very good environment where milk is abundant. And also they had some money on their hands. But now you just think the lease system came in. Lease system came in the sense the you cannot enter into your own village's tank. You cannot fish it. Then even during the decadal change, people changed their buffalo rearing to the coconut clipping business. Then it also went down. Then they cannot be able to regain their age-old buffalo rearing. Why? Because it is now very difficult to rear buffaloes for the milk business. Why? Because it's the grazing field shrunk because of so much of agricultural land accumulated over the near the hill, and also the inlets for the tank was affected. Inlets of the were affected by the encroachments and also the stoppages, pollutions. When you given out to the leasing system, in the sense they put broilers waste for running their fish. So the entire tank environment has been changed. But who is bothering? Small matters are who is bothering? Whether mainstream media is bothering, or otherwise you may think that this was the background scene for a film in 1972 film with former Chief Minister Jayalalitha and Swaji Ganesan acted. But now you cannot think the same will come again. But at the same time, people remember vividly about their past, and also they have, but they don't have any solutions for other rectifying measures where the intervention is needed. This is what we had a discussion with them to identify the socio-economic condition must be understood with the scientific background. So it must be disseminated by the media to the interest of larger section of the people in the state. One second. This is we are seeing this. His name is Machakalai. He shared the view with me when we were there. But we tried, unlike earlier, we tried many news persons, but they did not find it interesting one. But many of my radio talks had the views like this. So that I personally took the message to many people. That's one thing. And another one important thing which I wanted to share you about urban nature. For example, Madurai is cursed for not having. Madurai district is cursed because of not having any beach or any entertainment area for the public. Earlier, district boundary had the coastal boundary, but now it is not. But how we are treating the urban nature is also a question. Whether our system has been understanding about the importance of the urban nature. Urban nature is most vulnerable one because we have a large number of population. We cannot use that much. We cannot make it as a place for our own recreation. But at the same time, if we are not adequately taking the protective measures, it will be further damaged. It will be worsened. For example, you are seeing one particular place where this is called Pulluthu water stream. The stream is coming from the Nagamalai hill, where it is considered as the purest form of water. When earlier days, people around to the village, Melamathur village, it is under the Melamathur village, the village people come with their family members, spent their time here and went back. and also from the people from the city come with their family and go back and went back to their home with happily. But now what happened? For example, this particular stream is considered as a for a public had a thought of it has a medicinal value, herbal value, and I can say that you may buy a bottle of water with 12 rupees or 20 rupees, but this abundant water coming out from the Nagamalai hill is a good water source for the nearby animals and also the people living. But now you cannot even able to enter that place. Why? Because people use soaps, detergents, and they are washing their clothes and also cleaning their utensils. For example, and also there was a scrub on the beds of the stream, on the stream, so that it is highly inaccessible to the animals living around. So we had a small intervention. We had a cleaning process. When we noticed that, I cannot say here openly that we found many more antisocial things. Here, at least we can show one bottle of alcoholic bottle, but I cannot say that what we had really found in that place. So that people used that much, and also people have been using it as a open bar, like so that you have that much of area, chill area. Unlike in the Madurai city, you can see nature's bounty and beauty, and you can sit and it is like a open bar. And when they are going away from the place, they broke the bottles and their usables, even syringes. You can see small bottles and other things, which is it is incinerated. It must be like you can see lot of things. It was when it was cleaned. We found that one small turtle. Actually, it is there. You are seeing it. Or monkeys and the other animals able to access the water. That was a thing. And we had a very good interaction with the local media in the radio, discussed about the hello, uh, a local media about about to protect the urban nature, so that the administration of the cities and towns and town panchayats must identify good places, the recreation places, and maintain it properly, so that it is accessible in a responsible way, and it must be in a sustainable way. It must be used. So that's what we have been discussing among the public in Madurai. And you are now seeing one discourse under the banyan tree, standing near the Kilakuyilkudi lotus pond. This particular place has a history of 2000 years. Jain lived here, and they used the tank for their drinking purpose. And you know that this place is like a university where many Jains come from many parts of our India and land, and many more literature created here. This place is located nearly opposite to our university. So when you are visiting to a particular place of historical importance or archaeological importance, or it is a green history. We are seeing it very beautiful nature, very beautiful nature. People have been coming out at sitting and going back and using it and throw away their plastic waste and the ponds where lotus, you can see a beautiful lotus there. And what actually ailing now, you can see the irresponsible way of using the natural places, and you can also see that there are weeds growing it because the outlet of the pond was blocked. For example, you see this picture. The outlet. This is the where banyan tree is there in the remote behind behind the tank, and that was the road. There is a road in that area where the road construction blocked the outlet. Then the inlet from the hillock to the tank was closed. Inlet is there and the outlet is there. No outlet in the no outlet is there in the sense the water is stagnated for many more months. It will last until summer, and it continues over winter, and it continues over the years. In the sense, weed is growing until the bacterial presence is also huge. We tested in the lab, but people think that it was a Jain used this pond. Now there is a temple built near to it, where they are coming to the temple is considering this pond's water is pure for their purposes, including using it for Pongal, or otherwise they are treating it. But at the same time, they are the local another local public using in different way, washing clothes, like milk utensils, milk containers been cleaned up, and the weed is not going away anywhere. If you have an outlet, it is easy for cleaning up the weed, or otherwise when a heavy rain comes, in the sense it will be washed away. But when we were cleaning for one particular stretch, we demonstrated before the public that how it is difficult for cleaning up. We were actually built a mosquito net to drag all the weeds from one place. You just imagine, think that how much of activity we had to clean up with the local public. That is carrying out large number of weeds. If you are putting it somewhere else, it will also propagate there also. So that we had frequently visited there and also asked the local public to clean up continuously. And also the local councillors or local leaders, we get sensitized that you just create a outlet for the tank, so that it will the nature. So because now the lotus don't have any place to grow. That beautiful scene you cannot see it, or otherwise when it is virulent you can see it. Otherwise, if it was affected by some other reasons, you cannot see any one of lotuses. So this has been actively engaged by local youth, students, and even media reported very well. So the people now at least think that what this weed can do damage for our own location. At least now we are actually going to. One second, we are changing the slide. 1 second. See, we are actually seeing one flagship program of our department. For example, share, communicate, change. This is very, we use a tag symbol for protecting our environment. I have been showing many more pictures of mine. Please don't mind it. It is one or other way of communicating myself to you. I'm also sending that, and you just hashtag wanted to. We insisted people to use hashtags whenever they see something in the natural places. Same Vaigai in the sense, why we had insisted hashtag. For example, many of the public ecological sites are not, the nameplates are not present now. That we have been discussing it. Why it is removed? Why? Because it is paving a way for encroachment. For example, if you are deleting one particular name from the minds of the public, in the sense it is a significant beginning of the erasing the particular ecological site from that place. That's what we have been telling, that you should put the name signifiers, name boards, and you have to tell that this is the place. If we are crossing the Vandiur Lake, you cannot see that this is the Vandiur Lake. Then people think that this is somewhat this is. They don't know about it. If some illegal activities is happening there, in the sense, people cannot relate it whether it is done in a private location or public property. Ecological sites are not public property. It is the property of all the species. So here why in the sense, here why we are using the way, why we had insisted to use hashtags. When you see some problem at the location, you take photograph or you share information on the social media platform with a hashtag, in the sense we believe still it will be addressed adequately, addressed properly, definitely. Or otherwise it will be taken by mainstream media. N number of examples I can say, many more interventions, many more social media inputs were taken as feed for the mainstream news information. For example, when we are going for the process, we engaged the local communities, and also from the, for example, see the worker of the corporation also involved, and also educational institutions also involved. We had a very good presentation before them, why we are doing it. If it is doing it, is it okay for lifelong thing? But how we should maintain it? When we are crossing it over the bridge, we cannot throw away the plastic bags. Then after our program, there was a grill built along the roads. We have been seeing it. And also, I have been telling in the public stages that Vaigai must be treated properly. If you are doing a developmental work, it must not affected. It must not be affected by the developmental activity. For example, if you construct walls around the banks, in the sense people will not have access to the Vaigai. If people will not have the access, in the sense, they will slowly forget about the glory of the river or the ecological site. You are saying that they are damaging, but you have another mechanism, that you have to guiding them, you have to watching them, you have to continuously working them to protect them. But if you prevent them, then it will not be, it will be totally forgotten. For example, when we heard this when we had this cleaning activity, we found that there were one picture is not actually shown here. I don't know why it is, but I am seeing here. One particular thing where we thought that it is like the floor of the river, the bed of the river is like a concrete bed. Why? Because there is no sand at all. When sand dunes are vanished in the sense, you cannot get recharges from it, and also you cannot have the view of a river. For example, pleasant view of a river. How, for example, when Kannagi crossed the river, was it look like that? When she crossed, like it was stories where there that the sunshine reflected from the sand and reflected in the face of the Kannagi. But you cannot get the same feel even today. You may not get it, the same experience, for example. But when you are and also there are constructions of check dam. We were also giving information that the check dam will not become a place for mosquitoes breeding. Check dams are very necessary, because how much of you may not think that our own writing, our own media pieces, our own animation or our own photographs are not news. Sometimes the images are from the satellites. Sometimes the images drawn by the artists are also important messages. The information from the satellites also indicating that where the possible locations to build the check dams. Why? Because the confluence point from the hills, the streams come together to one place. When rains are in place, in the sense you may see large amount of water flowing away, but people may not use it. We visited one place like Vedasundur, where we saw that the borewell went away in the agriculture land. The borewell went away to below to the 1,000 feet. Then we can able to see the nearby hill where the water went away. But luckily the watershed program of government of India identified rightly with the satellite image and intervened there and built a watershed there. And actually it there was one second, please. அந்த இது அந்த என்னுடைய okay. So so we can able to see that the water level came to 300 feet. You can see that much of capability a watershed has. But when you are building it in the river, within the city, in the sense, I don't know that how much benefit we have, how much disadvantages we have. It must be a study. And also no study had conducted for the entire Vaigai River for its own damages of climate change or any other environmental factors. And also, I personally believe that during the COVID situation, at least there is a change in the mountains. The human activities were not that much before, so that we can able to get some more water. I personally feel that, but we don't know what will be the actual thing. One second, I am going to. So the media given glimpses, for example, from the at the end of the point of the confluence, we had a discussion with farmers. The farmers told that in the Ramanathapuram district, one particular district, we have been, for example, I am telling to you that how much we are affected in the water saving issues in the country, that we very well know. But who is speaking about the water sharing issues among uh, water sharing issues among the district? Because it is it is dealt by public work department, that is from the government, and also the farmers had a high stake on it, and they have been advocating that the right amount of water must be given to their district, and also new constructions of channels, waterways, other uses like drinking water drying from the dams. So, increasing of the population, increase of the population, uh, population had changed the scenario of water saving. And also, nobody bothers about the issue of water sharing between the districts. That's what we brought out in this intervention. For example, we were Kaveri Vaigai in the Ramanathapuram Mavata Ramanathapuram Varatchi being in that we also discussed about the district level issues. But it is not Kaveri and Vaigai. It is not inter-river sharing. It is even I can say that the Vaigai River's water sharing among the district also been an issue of the public farmers. So when the media is adequately focusing upon the issues, definitely the affected farmers will get justice. I am definitely saying. For example, how media covers one state and another state, which both of state has a same water sharing issue. That in many studies we had done already, many papers we had seen. But the same newspaper covers differently there and differently here, and also they had a different sort of opinion makers for that state and a different form of opinion makers for this state, and they are not taking any key center point information for the justification for the general justice. That's what we have been told. So that you just imagine you just think that media will judicially do something for the public. Nobody will do that role. I wanted to have 1 minute break for drink my water now, hot water. 1 second, I am holding it. Excuse me. Here we are actually seeing, uh, thank you for the wait. Here we are seeing the Vaigai River at originating location. You may know that the Varshanadi area is the catchment area. How many of us bothering about the catchment area? I saw that many newspapers report when a heavy rain is heavy rain seen in the catchment area. Then they publish a news item. or otherwise, if they see a flood, if somewhere else rain were rain, and also so much amount of water came down from the hill, came down from the hill, and and they inform the public. One or two news items we can see that encroachments in the way of constructing farms, developing parks, or otherwise illegal encroachments on the hill, or converting land from the net from the agriculture purposes without a permission, proper permission, building so many buildings there, and also there are many more human activities affecting, and also you see not only to this place, the deforestation is happening to convert the land. When you are touching, we know very well that what is the relationship between the tiger population and the water release in the on the river. If tiger is, if you are rarely find tiger in the sense, tiger are the same breed, you cannot get adequately. Grazing is going to happen in a massive way, in the sense you will not definitely get water, that much water earlier. People, when people entering into the encroachment purpose, in the sense, first target will be the tigers or cheetahs, or otherwise in some places, or otherwise many more animals, wild dogs even. But when we entered here in this picture, you are seeing it, we noticed lot of syringe bottles, needles, and broken alcoholic bottles. And I am not showing it to you that large number of sewage of that particular town was let in the riverbed. The total river inlet, the river is before the dam, so that it all going to the dam. Then it dispersed to the many places, to the drinking water purpose, agriculture channel purpose, and also on the river, it is being dispersed. So, when you are affecting on the originating places, in the sense you are affecting until the end of the river confluencing point. So when we are discussing it on the web, we noticed that the illegal activities are the main aspect to easily detach to protect our ecological site. But who is going to not? How you can detach the political connections? How you will do it to protect? That must be sensitized to the media persons with adequate inputs from the scientist. That's what I wanted to say it. We need to, where you need environmental assessments, where you need to have climate change assessments, studies, and also the sociological studies. Why? Because I am saying so many got water. See, dried, the bed is dried now, but definitely the marginalized communities living around along the banks have been affected. Who is going to report? Who is going to report? Nobody bothers about nobody. Less number of people who are so living around. So we had a very good discussion on the bed, that the local people shared their views, how it was earlier and how it is actually being utilized. Of course, many newspapers reported the intervention and also wanted to protect it after this particular intervention. And another important, so that was the thing which when you are talking about the river, in the sense we go to talk from the originating place to the confluencing point. For Vaigai River, I personally visited from the originating place to the confluencing point at the sea in Ramanathapuram district, in the Bay of Bengal area. This is another important fact we have to share with you. This is a very beautiful, significant location, place for Madurai people. It is Mariamman Teppakulam, Temple Teppakulam. When the Nayakar Mahal was built, there was large number of amount of sand digged here, so that this tank was formed. Now it is 1,000 feet width and also 1,000 feet length it has, so that when we go, you just see the next slide. We can able to see some spots, like they burned something on the tank. We don't know. We don't know why they had set a fire here. But when we ask that, the shops around to the temple tank put their styrofoam containers there, and they put it in the fire. Then we thought that it is very important to the local to cut that. Then we had a meeting, and we sensitized them that it must be cut. And also personnel from the temple office also came in, and also in front of this the tank, the Tyagaraja College also situated. The students from there also came in, and we had sensitized that this tank must not be used as a place for open defecation, and also not been used of the fire setting ground for the waste firing. Waste must not be burned here. With this sensitization culminated the local the people living around it, and also it is adequately reported by the media. We get a very good coverage. Next day. That after it, there was a grill put by the temple administration, preventing the open defecation from the public around, but the passers by, and also the public nearby will not use it as a open defecation place. As well as the ban of the styrofoam helped many ways. Before that, it was also cut tremendously. So when we are gathering small information to the public purpose, it will give a great pleasure for us to making the media to report like this. For example, you have the sneak peek. You are having the sneak peek view of the temple, one particular temple's steps, where people can stand their bikes or cycles, and they can go and they can use it as a open defecation place, or otherwise they burn the waste here. But what is in people's mind about Temple Teppakulam? It is looking very beautiful. It is decorated for decorated for the festival, Chitra festival, where on the day of Chitra Paurnami, the moon comes to see the location like people get a very beautiful view of the moon reflected on the waters of the tank. But what are the hidden facts we have on our hands? That must be propagated to them. That's what we did there. And we had a very good response from the public and also from the media and also from the temple administration. But it must be continued and properly maintained and adequately covered, or otherwise we may not have the same again. See, we are seeing another important location in Madurai. See, I can say that in North Tamil Nadu, people say that lake, call it as a lake. In southern Tamil Nadu, people usually don't call it lake. But in Madurai, we have only one wetland. Only one wetland. That in Madurai district, that is Vandiyur Lake. This particular Vandiyur Lake serves groundwater recharge to the major pockets of the city. And it is very good recreation place to the public because we have so much of our population had been increased. But on Sundays or somewhere, there is a park near to it. Even former Chief Minister MGR promised to build one particular recreation place there in the Mandapam. He wanted to construct a Mandapam in the center of the lake, and also planned to have a boat services there for the recreation purpose. You see that there are now people understand about, there are public associations there, the housing associations, the welfare associations are there. They have been continuously monitoring the lake. If someone encroaches, immediately they intimate the information to the Public Works Department, where engineers can initially prevent the encroachments. When it is news for the PWD, it must be a news information for the public also. For example, nowadays, like human trafficking, the encroachments are also happening with the consensus, with the different names. Without encroaching, many people encroaches. So many people encroach. So the different sort of encroaches must be understood only by the people who live nearby area. So that we had conducted one meeting that how they have been doing the best practice for maintaining the well-being of the lake, and also what is the media's role in protecting effectively. They had said that how much inlets for the lake been affected by the constructions of the road, public roads, damaged. Earlier, the people saying that in 4 hours from the YA rivers comes in the sense in 4 hours it will be filled. Like then how much strength of inlets channels had that much way. So that those details. See, for example, we are drawing water from the groundwater of the tank, of the lake. And from that they are loading it to lorries, serving it to the communities, so that we are ready to use it. But at the same time, we are not seeing the blood vessels of the leg. I'm going to see that. Please see. So this was conducted nearby place where we had invited engineers of PWD, public welfare associations members, and also enthusiasts, students, and local activists. The program was very good in taking the message of how it will definitely, how it has been serving and how it can be protected. Once, if people understand the water inlets and waterways to the lakes in the sense, at least they can be able to protect them for the future. At least. Otherwise, how they know that we had a waterway for Vandiur Lake here? We don't know. Some pipes are going or some channels are going, but I don't know that it is going for to particular lake in the sense it is not good for the lake, and it are also good for the public. Second, we are changing it. And these are some of the interventions we had during last few years before. But I wanted to, sir, somewhat you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. We can finish it in 5 minutes.
Okay, so that we can have interactions, in the sense.
It's no. It's already that session time is over. You are.
I thought I forgot that it is up to 11:30. Sorry.
11 o'clock.
So we can also, sir, I can able to say that we can finish it here so that the interventions are over.
Okay.
The slides. If we have questions, we can able to discuss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For 5 minutes.
Yes. You can ask. You can ask the. Sorry, you can ask.
So these type of I had shared this information to you all is to deal with the public and community and the media. That's what I had the opportunity. Kindly, I request our audience, if we have any questions or otherwise, we may have interactions also. Sorry, sir. Actually, I thought that it is up to 11:30.
No problem, sir. No problem, sir.
Otherwise, I did have finished it up. Otherwise, you did not give any break in the sense. At least if you have informed, I must have.
Okay.
I did not notice the time also.
You are going very strong manner. You are giving lot of inputs without giving any break. So I don't want to disturb you. That's why.
No problem. If anyone wanted to ask any question, please do it. We can wind up it now itself.
Yes. Participants, if you have any query or questions or doubts, please ask Dr. Nagarathinam, sir.
At least please ask some questions, because I did see only the screen of my laptop, and also Dr. Arun Chandran, so that if someone asks, in the sense, at least I can able to see that some are watching.
Yes.
Very good morning, sir. Namaskar.
Yes.
This is Dr. Fakir Mohan from Chandigarh University.
Okay.
I had already posted 2-3 content during your presentation only. I was continuously listening you, because this is one of the subject which is core to my heart. I was a postgraduate in environmental science, and then I did my mass communication. So environmental communication is really a very dynamic area, and it needs attention. There is no doubt on it. But my point is that I had done some kind of content analysis of television channels also, regional television channels. There, what I found that except the events, particularly suppose there is any natural disaster, say there is, because I belong to the coastal area, and basically in the eastern coast, I am from Odisha. So my point is that when any cyclone comes or anything, any natural disaster is there, then only it gets media attention, or else we never give attention, or we don't we don't dedicate our air time for environmental issues. So, do you think that there is a need of a policy framework for this, that the content, those who are content monitored by different agencies, or even your I&B ministry, they should intervene and tell every channel to carry at least environmental issues and environmental stories in their news bulletins and in their programs.
Yes, yes, Dr. Fakira. Actually, we have advanced, earlier we had difficulties in the media itself when covering environmental issues. Now we can able to at least see at least one particular person is devoting his services to cover environmental issues. We have to identify that particular person and we have to have a rapport with him. Then if we feed adequately, in the sense you can see the change. And also the policy making is a very big subject, where policy making of local administration or policy making for the state or otherwise central government, it is a very vast area that we have to speak. But when it comes to policy making, in the sense, if it is based on the proximity of the impact, it can be taken to local or state or to the central government. That's what if it is a river, if it is an interstate river, or if it is a local pond, the different sort of area have to have a different sort of policy inputs. That's what we have to think it. And also, based on the policy impact only, you are actually discoursing about the impacts. So that definitely it will give inputs to the policy makers through media. Thank you.
Sir, here I think Professor Sanjeev Gupta is saying that environmental studies must be included in UG syllabus and as a specialized paper in PG courses. My point is that related, because we are here in the faculty development program. So my point is environmental communication should be a specialized top paper or specialized course in the journalism and mass communication. This is what I feel. But as per the UGC guideline, here we are offering undergraduate to our undergraduate students environment and waste management. This is a dedicated subject what we are teaching our students with 3 credits. But regarding environment communication, what is your take on that? Environment communication.
Yeah, environment, as I say, without understanding the environmental issues, some may not able to communicate effectively. So, with the right blend of environment and the communication is necessitated.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a nice session, really. You had taken a lot of examples, and you have actually worked in the very grassroots level with the environment activists, and that is really a nice session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fakira sir, I want to add one more point. The UGC already instructed all the universities. There is a at least one paper should be there about environmental science or environmental engineering in all the universities. In Anna University, we have environmental engineering and environmental studies in the UG paper, in the all UG programs. Maybe other universities are also having.
Sir, I would like to answer, Dr. Fakira, I would like to answer on behalf of you, sir. This is Dr. Trishu. I am from the same university, Chandigarh University. Actually, we are also offering environment and waste management at our undergraduate programs. This is a 3-credit course, and it is a compulsory course for all the students of media studies. Okay. So this is just for your information, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Due to the time crunch, we can conclude this session. I thank Dr. S. Nagaratnam, my friend. It was a very wonderful session. He gave very good insights about environmental media environmental issues. Okay, it is a need of the hour also, because we are facing lot of water problem, quality water problem, irrigation water problem. Everything is there throughout India. We have to some more concentration on that area. Thank you, Dr. Nagarathnam.
Thank you, sir. In recognition of all these, our president called upon given
Yes.
national award this year for propagating the science and technology communication.
Yes, yes.
Mostly I had with the environmental ecology, so that I also wish all the best to you. And also I thank you for personally to give an opportunity to share this August presence. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dear participants, the next session will start at 11:30. Please join with us. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.